Hello everyone. In my previous video, I had explained the basics of the damage. Now, I'm going to dive into some advanced stuff. It might be hard to follow this video if you don't understand the basics. With that out of the way, let's get started with a quick reminder of the previous damage formula. I had explained how attack, skill multiplier, element attack, damage factor, and critical damage work. And this was the final formula. But there are more things to care about than just these. Let's see what these things are. First thing is the skill power. This is a new multiplier, which is popular nowadays. This multiplier increases the skill multiplier by %. For example, if I have a skill with 100 multiplier and 100 skill power, skill multiplier will become 200. Skill power is element specific, meaning we have to get skill power for each element that we are going to use. But that is hard to do, so skill power is more useful when we are going to use one or two elements. Let's see it in action. I have 10% skill power, 22% damage factor, and around 30,000 attack. Here's the breakdown of the damage. The skill multiplier was 310 and became 341 because of the skill power. Next thing is the damage resist. Some enemies have these buffs. They reduce our damage by %. Each buff is applied separately, meaning if there are two damage buffs with 75% and 50% resist, 75% will be cut first, and then remaining damage will be cut by the 50%. After all the damage resists have been applied, damage limit restriction comes into play. It may be a % cut, or damage limit get fixed to a certain value, like in Tower Knight. Let's see a demonstration of damage resist. I am using extra damage as example here. I will explain later what the extra damage is, but for now just focus on how my damage is reduced by 92%. Here's how it is calculated. I had about 120,000 damage, which was reduced to about 9,000. We saw that the enemies can buff themselves, but we can also apply debuffs on them, which brings us to damage up debuffs. They increase our damage done by %. Each damage up debuff is applied separately, like the damage resist. An important thing to note here is that the damage up is applied after the damage limit restriction. This enables us to go higher than that restriction. Let's see a demonstration of damage up debuffs. I am using Shade skill, which does 20% damage up, and Alice is using Moonless skill, which does 49% damage up. Both are applied at the same time. Here's how they are calculated. The stats are the same as skill power demonstration. And here's another demonstration where damage limit is restricted. See how my damage is higher than the restriction of 100,000 damage limit. Next thing is multi-hits. For multiple hits, damage is calculated for a single hit, and then it is copied to other hits. The important thing to consider here is the attack upper limit, which is the maximum number of hits. Some skills or items might give extra hits, but not the attack upper limit. Let's see how it works. I am using Moonlight Slash, which does 4 hits. I am also using an item, which gives extra hit, but it does not give attack upper limit. See how my Moonlight Slash is still limited to 4 hits. And here's our complete damage formula. I have broken it down into 4 steps for the ease of understanding. So far, I have not explained what the extra damage is, even though I have talked about it multiple times. Let's take a look at it now. It is an additional damage, which is applied separately from the main damage. It can be gained through items or skills. Each of these give extra damage based on different things. Extra damage from all of these sources adds up, which becomes the base extra damage. Once we have a base, we can use other factors like element attack and debuffs to further increase it. Unlike the main damage, it does not have a limit, which makes it possible to be more higher than the main damage. Here's a demonstration. My extra damage is affected by element attack and multi-hits. And this is how it is calculated. It works same as the main damage. The only difference is that it is affected by less multipliers. This concludes the Damage Mastery Guide. With all this information, we can decide which stats to invest in. If you found this useful, then like, subscribe, and share with your friends. See you in the next video.